Start recording. Okay. First of all, my name is Hubert McClure, and I'm teaching this class. Let me go up and pull up from the website. I'll show y'all a trick I learned in the war. You go under faculty, which you would go under student, and there is a list here, and it's called not that one. I'm sorry, not that one. Employee. I think it's under that one. Nope, it's not under that one. They move stuff around so dadgum every week. It's called academic calendar. This is in your student tab. Click on the academic calendar. You do not have this. I sent everybody an email about this, the dates. So you need to write these dates down. These are also bonus questions on your test that somebody will miss. Okay? Spring 2019. You need to write down these 3 dates. Right here. Last day of class, LDOC. Let me blow it up. Short bus size. There we go. Last day of class is April 23rd, Tuesday. So everybody write these down. I want to see pencils moving. Okay? Because I don't want you to email me and text me the last week of class saying, when is the class end? Because will I reply? No, I will not. Now, how many of you at Pendleton had me for 109? Is there anybody up there?
Cindy's walking down. She will check.
Okay, well, there's 3 students on the roll.
Okay.
So they could be just standing in there, just sitting.
She was walking in.
Or they could be like the 30 students that went upstairs that didn't turn the doorknob. They were standing outside the door.
That's it.
So thanks. I tried to call several times and it was busy.
Okay.
Yeah, try to call them again. Tim Jerry should be in this now.
Okay. How many had me at 109 at Pendleton? Nobody at Pendleton campus had me for 109? I know y'all did. I know Jesse. Nobody?
I took college algebra last semester, but that's all.
Oh my gosh, are you just hung up on being at the Pendleton campus?
It just has all the fun amenities. Easley's kind of boring.
It's the drug. She's on drugs, people. She can't help it. We need to have an intervention with Miss Shuttleworth. What is it called when you go and it's called intervention, isn't it? Yeah, she needs that. That's why she wears that cap all the time. How about Easley? Y'all had me for 109? I see a couple of faces. Anybody? Just you two? Because I can't see the left side of the room because it sticks on one side and it won't go to the left side unless you beat on the door. Somebody beat on that side of the room and it'll flip over there.
You gonna try Oconee again?
Okay, let me try. So I've only got 2 at Easley that's had me?
No, there wasn't. You should have 3. You should have 3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, y'all can talk about me after the class is over because all the students are going to ask you that's never had me before, is this guy crazy? So, or you can go rate my professor, but please don't tell me what rate my professor says because I'm scared to look at it.
No,
but we're going to make fun of other teachers. We're going to do that.
Ask me. I know he's crazy.
All right, so I'm going to shrink this down because somebody was supposed to get these TV monitors moved, but
I know. I can't imagine who promised to do that.
Okay, there's Oconee. There we go, and no student.
Hey, we don't have any students, so that's why they weren't accepting the call.
I had 3 on the roll.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Brackett, Butler, and Speed.
Yeah, I'm showing 3 as well, so I don't know what's going on. I had to follow up on that.
Okay, well, they might not know. It sounds like to me it's a wrong room, or they might have the wrong day because none of them showing up. Sounds like somebody's got.
Yeah, I just checked around and nobody saw anybody come in or out, so I'm gonna run the building, but I just wanted to let you know we're here and nobody's in here.
Okay, I'm gonna just leave it up, and they might pop in. It's not gonna hurt anything to leave it up.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
All right, so we're good on all 3 campuses, so we're good to go. All right, the second date that you need to write down is the exam week, the 24th through the 30th. 24th through the 30th. Make sure you write that down. and make sure you write down the days. What I would suggest you do is pull up your calendar, whether you have a calendar, open book calendar, or you can use your laptop today, but you can't use your laptops when I start talking about math, no laptops, okay? But use your calendar, go ahead and put those days in so you won't come up to me the last couple of weeks of class asking me when's the last day of class, all right? So write down the 24th through the 30th, Wednesday through Tuesday, and then the last one I want you to write down is grades due, because I have to turn in grades midnight before when they tell us to turn in grades, because they bitch and complain if we don't, all right? So you might as well write down midnight May the 1st, because that's when I'm going to turn in my grades, between 10 and 12 o'clock midnight. Okay? That way, the next morning, if I have a mistake or something, I can fix it without them going through spontaneous combustion. Okay? So those are the 3 dates. Last day of class is Tuesday, April 23rd. That is a bonus question. Okay? What are you talking about? Well, Easley Campus and Miss Shuttleworth can tell you that I put, and people here, JC, you, how many's had me before? Where do you come from? Oh, you're Miss Vickery. Okay? And you, who else? You, anybody? Y'all 4 and you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Pendleton Campus and these 4, they got a story to tell. All right, so anyway, these are bonus questions I put on the test. Do people miss them? Yes.
Yes.
They also procreate and have driver's licenses too. Okay, so last day of class is Tuesday, April 23rd. I'm going over it again. This is the 3rd or 4th time I'm saying it. I have to. Exams 24th through the 30th, and the day I turn in is May the 1st and 2nd. Okay, now let's write down some handy-dandy phone numbers, because we need to write down these phone numbers, because I don't feel like listening to all y'all's excuses, so I'm going to send you to somebody that will just say you're full of it. No, I'm just kidding. That is the help desk for Tri-County Technical College. Let me see if I can get this on the right width. Yeah, I guess that's going to have to work. Let's see if that'll work. TC, help desk. It's a little bit too thick. Is 646-1779. Don't call down there with attitude, because they have job security. They'll give you an attitude back. So be nice to them, they'll be nice to you. If you have a problem with your ID, if you have a problem with your Blackboard, which is always, if you have a problem with any kind of problems with Tri-County Tech, web page, ID, password, any of that stuff, call that number. I can't help you. Okay, call them. All right. The MyLabs Plus, I don't know it by heart because they changed numbers on me, so I have to pull it up on my phone. Contact. Oh, WebAssign. I'm sorry. It's WebAssign in here. I got to pull that number up, so I'll pull that number up in a minute. Hubert, and you'll get this number. This is my cell number. Now, I realize that some of y'all are schizophrenic paranoia and think that I want your number and all this, and I don't care about your number, okay? But I really don't feel comfortable texting. Shut up. All right, it's 356 7. I don't forgot that. I can't do. Can you write your number down like that? 3874, I think. 3874, I think. You ever tried to write your number down before? I guess some of y'all are perfect. Y'all can do that. I think that's right. You can check it on my information sheet. Now, what do you call me for? Anything that I haven't covered, anything that's not on the handouts, anything that's not on the syllabus. So that pretty much narrows it down to whatever you don't know. If you call me or text me and ask me a question that you already know, that's already on the handouts that I've already covered, I will not respond. Okay? If you ask me a legitimate question, meaning something math-wise, something that I haven't covered, or something that I think is pertinent, I will reply, or I will reply to you in class the next day. Okay? If you are one of those schizophrenic paranoia people, then just email me, and I'll go over that in just a minute. Okay? So there's the other number. The WebAssign number, let's go ahead and pull that number up. I have no idea because I don't use WebAssign just whenever I'm teaching calculus. And they pretty much suck, but we'll go ahead and see if we can pull it up. Contact us. And you know they don't like to put their phone number. There we go. There it is, 1-800-354-9706. Now, that's if you're having a compatibility issue, which usually, now I will tell you, WebAssign is pretty good about that. WebAssign pretty much can work with, you know, Google Chrome or Firefox. Internet Explorer doesn't work with anything. And the iTablets, and they don't work with anything either. So if you have a regular computer and it uses Google Chrome or it uses Firefox, and WebAssign pretty much works good with both of those. But if you have issues, you call that number. If you have issues with your, I sent you your class key. I sent you that, your emails. So you should have got that. Did some of y'all get that? That looked at your emails? Okay, I see some people shaking their heads. So that means that you got it. Make sure you, and we'll talk about this in just a minute, log in, and it'll ask for your key and everything. If I can remember mine, because like I say, I only teach calculus about once every other semester. Let's see, I think that's that one. And I hope I remember this. Because my password changes here. Nope. Let's try. Great. I wonder if I have to type in at I've got 3 passwords that I can use, and if I don't use that one, then I'm going to have to reset. And I just did this the other day, and I don't understand why I can't. Oh, well, I guess I'm just SOL. I'll try that again in a minute. Let's go to the handouts, which that is the email that I sent y'all. And we'll go to that. And if you got your emails, go ahead and pull them out, because you won't have to write as much. I just need you to highlight stuff. 130, 130, 130, 130. There we go. First thing I'm going to cover, well, I'll tell you what, let me cover this first. Locator card. Locator card. Locator cards. Spring locator cards. That's not it. Oh, come on. There it is. Go ahead, and I haven't sent this out yet because I got to make one more change, and that's why I haven't sent it out, but you can get an idea. The only thing you need to add, and you can take a picture of this or you can just write it down real quick, or you don't have to write it down at all, but I do have a Math 120 down here at 525. So let's take our handy dandy and write down, let's see, 525 to 7, I think it's 05. I have a Math 120 right here. So you might want to add that on Tuesday and Thursday at 5. And I mean, you don't really need to know that, but it's up to you. But that's pretty much my schedule. The best thing to do is just text me and say, where are you? Okay? Usually, another thing, I'm in usually one of 3 rooms. I'm in my office least amount. Okay, that's my office. I'm in AC. That's math 211 is not right. That's an education course. Oh, my brain is so scatterbrained today. AC 211, AC 202. I'm usually in there, or I'm in AC 137, which is this class right here. So, but most of the time you can either hear me or you can text me. Or if you're paranoid, schizophrenic, then you can email me, goes through Tri-County server, which takes 2 or 3 minutes. Then I reply back to you. That takes another 2 or 3 minutes. So if you do the email, it'll be about 6 minutes, in which you probably give up and go home by then. But if you need to find me, come to the Anderson campus. I do Skype. Make sure I'm going to tell you how to get on Skype for Business. It's a free download for all of you. I will Skype. Some of you live in BFE and you need a homework problem you need to go over. I can do that. It's no big deal. I can do that, and I do that. I'll show you that on the YouTube videos. So this is just a good way to see if I'm here or not. Okay. I do have a son to pick up at 2:30 because I don't want DSS to, take him. So I do have to pick him up at 2:30. So usually by 2:30 I'm gone. Okay. But that doesn't mean I still can Skype from home. I got my stuff at home that I can do a problem, a webcam, a document cam. I don't mind doing that. Okay. So that's that. Make sure you write these down. I even tell you on my information sheet how to get to my office. It gives you directions after you get off the elevator. Okay? I do this because I don't feel like hearing the first thing, come by and see me. Where's your office? What time are you there? Okay, those questions I don't answer now because you know. Okay? And you have my cell number, which you can text me. One thing you'll realize about me is I cover most of your excuses, although I have some of you /high school students /deadhead students that still try to use those excuses, and my department head pretty much laughs at them because they go to her thinking and she knows how I do things, and they pretty much, it doesn't ring well. And some of you that have me before know what I mean, like giving you a whole week at the end of the semester to do anything that you haven't done. I give you 3 times to take a test. I give you a whole week to take a test. I still have people from last semester saying that they didn't do a test because they didn't know about it. And if you had me, you know why I'm laughing about that. Because if you ever meet somebody that's taken my course and that person says they failed and that I was unreasonable and unfair, you need to get away from that person because something is going to rub off on you and it's not going to be good. Okay? Because either lazy's going to wear off on you or DH is going to, rub off on you. Because if you meet a person that has failed my class with less than a 60, that person can't spell mom backwards. Okay? Because there is no way to make below a 50 in my class. And when I explain things to you and you meet somebody that's made below a 50 in my class, you do need to back away from that person because something might happen to you. Okay? Everybody with me?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
some of my former students, am I wrong?
No, sir.
It's hard to fail my class, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And when I say fail, I mean make below a 50. I mean, it's just about impossible to make below a 50 in my class. But we have people that do. And if you don't believe me, I'll be glad to show you. I'll take the names off, but I can show you 46s, 32s, 27s. And these people drive cars. And they also can't turn a doorknob. But anyway, we won't go there. All right, so let's look at a little bit about Hubert. Now, some of y'all have had me before. First of all, forward an email. Did I show y'all that? That's how you forward your TCTC email to your phone. Okay, that's the handout that I send out to all my classes. That is an iPhone. I have a Samsung. I do not trust Apple. Okay, because I think it's a scam. They put iPhone on it, and that way they can charge you for everything that has to do with iPhone. I don't. And plus, you drop one of them. I've had to buy and my daughter and my son, they think that they're the greatest thing in the world. But I have one Samsung that survives the farm, survives the gym, survives everything I put it through, and they drop one of their iPhones, and it's $200. I'm gonna have to fix it. So I think it's a scam. But anyway, that's just me. That's how you do that. Print that out. Hubert, there's my information sheet, and I do this because I'm conceited and boastful and everything else that you can think of. No, I do it for two reasons. One is I go over again how to contact me, so therefore you can't say what. I actually had a student from last semester from Pendleton campus. Bridge student, sorry, I had to include that because I thought bridge students were supposed to be a little bit more, come to my department head and said, well, I tried to email him, but he didn't email me back. Okay, one, I didn't receive an email from him. Two, I wrote an email back to him and said, I need to see those 3 emails that you said that you sent me. That was 3 days ago. Haven't received it yet. Maybe he can't find them. But what is another way to contact me? My office phone. I have voicemail. They have voicemail on office phones now. You know, I even have a cell phone. Look, and I have voicemail on that cell phone too. Did I get one of those? No. My department head said, okay, I'll contact him. But she called me and she said, you got another DA? Because she knows how I do things. She knows that I give y'all a week at the end of the semester to do everything that you haven't completed. She knows I give y'all 3. She fusses about me being so lenient, okay? But I still have people to come to me and waited, not at the grade turn-in, but called my department head yesterday. Yesterday is the first day of class. Last semester was 3 weeks ago. Grade turn-in was 4 weeks ago. And they waited until yesterday. And they couldn't get in touch with me. There's several different ways to get in touch with me. If you can't get in touch with me, let's say, what's your name? Last name? Ingram. Miss Ingram sends me an email. And she's impatient. So she sends me another email. And then she doesn't get a response. And then she gets pissed. Okay? Because she's a student and she's female, so she gets double pissed. Okay? So, what does she do? She goes to the department head and fusses, or she calls my office phone, or she calls my... What do you think you ought to do if somebody doesn't reply to you from one avenue? Go to another avenue. Okay? It's called a follow-up. You ever heard of follow-up? Okay? You don't sit there and go, well, I tried to email you twice. Well, if I didn't respond, and evidently I'm not getting your email, or I'm ignoring you. And if I'm ignoring you, then you double up and you call my cell phone or you don't rely on one avenue unless you talk straight to me. Okay? You see what I'm saying? If you rely on email, okay, then you need to follow up if you don't get a response. And that's true in school and it's true in real life, in business, in the real world. If I email my department head and I say, well, I've got 3 students, blah, 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 and I don't know if blah, 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 blah. If I don't get a response in 2 or 3 days, what am I going to do? I'm going to text her or I'm going to call her and I'm going to say, did you get my email? I'm not going to show up 4 weeks after the fact and say, well, I sent you an email. You know what she's going to say? Well, I didn't get it, or I must have missed it, or did you call me? That's what she's going to say. You always follow up with communication. Always. Anybody that works in the real world, and when I say real world, if you have a job, okay, then you know what I'm talking about. Especially a job that's in an office where you communicate with people. Okay, you always follow up. Okay, but anyway, there's the directions to my office if you need it. Okay, so that takes care of how do I contact you. That takes care of where's your office. That takes care of when you are in your office. So if you ask me those 3 things, I'm going to say I have no idea. Because now you know how to what? How to find me. But most of you probably will not have to find me. JC, did you need me last semester? How about Easley? Did you have to chase me down for anything?
Oh. Oh.
It's a miracle. I don't understand. There's 3 people. How about you?
No, sir.
You? Wow, that's 7 or 8 people and didn't have to contact me. But one person tried to contact me and they waited 4 weeks. You talking about something that gets under my skin. That gets under my skin. And what do? They go to my department head to try to make me what? Look bad. Well, my department head laughed at them. But anyway, we won't go there. There's a little bit about me. There's a couple of bonus questions from here. Miss Shuttleworth, isn't there a couple of bonus questions about me on the test?
Yes, sir. Lots.
Yep, there's 2. So you have to read the dadgum thing. All right? And there is this, I don't know, and I'm just talking to you. Okay, I'm venting. There's 2 things that I've noticed the last 5 years with high schools. They are putting out people that know not only a lot, but know everything. Okay? And then they are also putting out people that don't have to read. They think it's easier to ask somebody. Okay? If you're one of those 2 people, we're going to have problems. All right? Now, you got 2 people at Easley, or 3 people at Easley, one that I don't get to see because she's on the right side of the room. Okay? And you have Miss Shuttleworth. Anybody else at Pendleton? Just Miss Shuttleworth because she don't want to leave Pendleton. She's got a Pendleton fetish. And there's 4 or 5 people here at Anderson. They're taking me again, so they must not have had any problems. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But there will be people that don't know. One of my questions says, what is my cell phone and email address? And the question actually has Mickey Mouse on it, Donald Duck, and 1-800-GET-A-DATE. And that's the 4, and then the third choice of the multiple choice is H. McClure and my cell phone, and I get people missing it. The other one is which branch did I serve in? Now, why do I ask these things? To see if you read the dadgum information. Be surprised at how many people don't even know that. How do I was supposed to know what branch you in? After they come to me complaining that they missed the question. Okay, so that's that. Why do I do this? I do it for 2 reasons. One, I already told you, so you know how to get in contact with me. The second reason is, have you ever been in a college class you walked out of, and the person outside said, who you have for math, or who you have in that class? I don't know his name. Okay, now that is a direct relation, that is a direct reflection either on the teacher being sorry or the student being sorry because the teacher told them and they didn't listen. One of the 2. But one of the most important things that I believe in, even though Pendleton last semester didn't work with me, is try to make the environment what? Comfortable. Okay? I want to try to make this classroom, and when I say this classroom, I mean through the TV screen too, I try to make it comfortable. But Pendleton last semester, they would not make it comfortable. I would try to talk to them, they would just sit there like a tit on a bull. It's like, you ever seen Patrick Starr when he's in the orb of confusion and he's drooling on himself? That's what the Pendleton campus was last semester. Miss Shuttleworth, am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Miss Shuttleworth and Miss Vickery tried to get them to talk. And they just sit there like this. That is the most frustrating thing to teach, is a class that will not interact. So please, Pendleton, I've got at least 4 or 5 females up there. I know you'll interact, okay? Don't let me down, okay? Those guys, they're going to sit there like this. Unless I talk about something that's on a man card, and they might talk to me. But I will not talk about stuff. I'm not one-dimensional, so I'm not going to talk about just one thing, okay? And I'm not going to talk about... Shut up, Hubert. Okay. Nothing I'll shut up. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Okay, next thing. Hubert's courtesies. I go by number one rule, and it's highlighted for those of you that don't understand what number one is. I treat students the way what? I want to be treated. Now, Miss Shuttleworth, do you believe I treat people like that? Do you believe that's number one statement?
Yes, sir.
I pay all these people. Okay?
Obviously.
JC, you never talk, okay? Do you believe in that statement?
Yeah.
Okay? JC never talks. I think he said one word last semester. Okay? He's quiet. Now, there's nothing wrong with being quiet, but how many people are at the Pendleton campus? Y'all count. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 people up there. There are probably 3 that are quiet. Okay? There's not 12 people up there that's quiet. That's unheard of. Miss Shuttleworth, she's not quiet. Okay? And I know some of y'all are not quiet. JC's quiet. He never talks. All right? But that's a good thing. When you get in the real world, JC, you hang on to that because that's a very valuable asset to keep your mouth shut. All right. Cell phones. I have one. Look at here. It works and everything. It lights up when I touch it and everything. See there? All right. Now, will my cell phone go off? Miss Shuttleworth, will my cell phone go off in class?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Do y'all have a heart attack? No. Do I have a heart attack when your cell phone goes off? No. Somebody blowing up my phone. Got like 13 messages. I hope that's not my daughter. She might be in jail again. No, she starts class tomorrow. Does Clemson start tomorrow? I think they do, don't they? She said, I think she
Yeah,
starts.
they do.
She's in history. She couldn't hack it as a science and math major, so she had to go into history. I'm just kidding. I give her a hard time about that. Anyway, she's a junior at Clemson. Y'all know why you have to say Clemson, right? Because if you say Clemson, you're a Southern racist, ignorant person. Okay? So those ESPN people, they don't say Clemson. They say Clemson. So you have to say Clemson if you want to be, hold your pinky up and say Clemson. Y'all never notice that? Clemson. They say Clemson. Clemson. Here we are in Clemson, South Carolina. They sound kind of stupid, but anyway. But I have a cell phone. I will answer my cell phone in 3 instances. My mother, my daughter, my son. Okay? I will say, excuse me, I got to take this. I'll go outside in the hallway. I'll call them right quick, or I'll text them and say, I'll call you back. Is it important? Blah, 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 blah. You have people that are important to you. If I do that in my classroom, then what do I expect from you if somebody calls and texts you and it's important? I expect for you to do the same thing. Go out in the hallway. You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to ask me. This is college. Y'all are adults. You go outside. You talk 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Come back in. Everything's good. When you start to insult my intelligence and try to text between your legs, that does nothing but piss me off. Okay? And it's not respectful because you're trying to get over on me. And just like the kid last semester that ruined laptops in the classroom for everybody. Okay? You don't think I see you wearing earplugs or whatever, and you're supposed to be doing math, but you're listening to earplugs? Do you think I'm an idiot? So that's why we don't have laptops in class. Now, you can have laptops right now because we're not doing math. Okay? You can have laptops before class. You can have laptops on your desk as long as they're closed after I start teaching math. When I start teaching math, and I go on with a bunch of foolishness, sometimes I spend 15 minutes talking about junk. Okay? You're welcome to use your phone but when I start talking about class, that's when the cell phones need to be put away and the laptops need to be put away. If your cell phone goes off, I don't care. Okay? If you decide to answer it in the hallway, I don't care. It's when you break into my time, into my discussion, that we're going to have a problem. Let me give you an example. let's say Miss Vickery has a problem, a homework problem, and she comes up to me at the end of class, or while y'all are working on a problem, she comes up, and this problem has like A through Z parts, okay? Like My Labs Plus, y'all know the A through Z parts, okay? I don't think, web design's not that bad, and plus this is a calculus class, so this is not that bad. But she comes up to me and it has 4 or 5 parts, and she's telling me, well, Hubert, I did this, and I did this for B, and I did this for C, and the whole time she's talking to me, I'm texting on my phone. Miss Shuttleworth, what is that?
Disrespectful.
Miss Vickery, what would you do if I did that to you?
You don't want to know.
What would you say? What would you say? Would you say, excuse me?
Probably.
Okay. So what's the difference in me doing that to Miss Vickery and Miss Vickery doing that while I'm talking? What's the difference? Somebody give me a difference, because I'm trying to figure out the difference. Somebody want to tell me the difference?
Nothing.
So why is it okay for you to do it, but I can't? I'll let y'all chew on that. Okay? As long as I'm not talking about math, or as long as I'm not talking about logistics of this class, you can play on your computer, you can play on your phone, I don't care. If it's an important matter, you can take your phone and go out in the hallway. I'm not going to put a problem. When it starts to go into my class while I'm talking, that's when we're going to have a problem. Does everybody understand that?
Sir.
So I try to meet you halfway on that. I'm not like some of these cardio infarction teachers. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They go into hysterics when your phone goes off, like mine's going off right now. Have y'all had those teachers before? It's okay for y'all to say yes or no. Thank you, JC. All right. I've seen them. There's one teacher here at Anderson. She used to go to each classroom, and she'd put up a laminated picture of a phone with a cross in it. And I'd tear it down. I'd throw it in the trash can. All right? Because what is that teacher asking for when they do that? They're just asking for it. All right? So I try to meet students halfway. And I try to meet students halfway with a lot of stuff, with tests, with homework, as long as you're not trying to get over on me. Okay? So that takes care of 1, 2, and 3. And you might as well say the cell phones / laptops, because laptops, like I say, when I start math, which will probably be next Tuesday, okay? Maybe Thursday, I don't know, the last part of Thursday. When I start talking about math, or when I say, okay, let's get started, that's the cue for you to go back to pencil and paper, and I'm sorry, you're going to learn this in real life. There's always what? There's always one that's going to screw it up for everybody. And you can blame it on Mr. Earplugs last semester. Because I let people use laptops every day, didn't I? Anybody? Until they screwed it up. And I generalize when I speak. Okay, let's talk about attendance. I'll talk about attendance when I talk about Skype in just a minute. Okay? I generalize when I speak. I don't sit at home and say, well, you know what? I really don't like JC, so I'm going to embarrass him until he quits. I have a life, okay? Like I said, I'm not one-dimensional, okay? A piece of machinery does not define me. A football team does not define me, okay? I'm a Renaissance man, damn it, all right? I've got all kinds of interests, all right? I'm kidding, it's a joke, all right? So I have a life, all right? I got bills to pay, I got cows to take care of, horses, dogs to shoot, I'm kidding, that's a joke. I'm not a horse. I got 4 horses that I can't get rid of, okay? Anyway, the whole point is, I generalize when I speak. I don't sit at home and say, well, I really want to piss these students off, so I'm going to talk about the Pendleton campus until they all quit. No, that's not me. I do not drop students. I want everybody to make a mental note or write it down in your notebook. I do not drop students. Okay? So do not email me and say, oh, well, I'm going on this and I'm going on this and my dog died, and please don't drop me. I'm not going to drop anybody. The only person that can drop you is who? Yourself. or your mother or father or the hospital or the police department or DSS or whatever, okay? I am not going to take the time to fill out the paperwork to drop you. If you cease to come to class, then you need to take care of it. Okay? Now remember what I said. Please don't text me while I'm talking to you about this stuff, all right? Or please don't text people while I'm talking to you. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is I kid around a lot about people that are less than smart. Okay? That does not mean, please do not raise your hand and say, you're talking about me, when I'm using an example, okay? If my example matches something you've done, then please don't raise your hand and say, you're talking about me. Because that's just going to put a sign around your neck to say, I'm stupid. Don't do that. I generalize when I speak, so I don't need y'all to help me out, okay? What irritates me? Well, okay, I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to ask Miss Shuttleworth, then I'm going to ask Easley. Give me one word to describe my class. Miss Shuttleworth, give me one word.
Funny.
Okay. One word, Easley.
Fair.
Fair. One word. One of y'all. Huh? I didn't hear you. Fun. Flexible. Comfortable. Relaxed. Did anybody hear son of a bitch? Did anybody hear crazy man? Did anybody hear? Okay. Now I know that's a loose word, but the reason I use the word son of a bitch because that's a dog, or I use bastard because that's I use that to try to get some kind of reaction. All right. But I'm not a bad person. All right. So even though you're going to hear it, well, I didn't get this done, and I waited 4 weeks, and I told his department head, and he never did fix my grade. No. Okay, I'll get over about halfway. I got to breathe. What irritates Hubert? Used to be deadhead and dope heads. That's down here. Used to be that. Okay, but now these people right here have done it. They are just these people right here. They're ready for. They're ready for NASA, okay? Yeah, we understand. You know it all, but you're taking a algebra class or a basic math class at Tri-County Technical College. Yeah, we understand that, okay? Think about the context of where you are before you try to act like you know it all. If you knew it all, you would be in Vegas. You wouldn't be here. Y'all ever seen Rain Man? No. Anybody know what Rain Man is?
Yeah.
Okay. He went into Vegas, in the real life Rain Man did that. Might get beat up now because if you count cards now, you get beat up in Vegas. But anyway, a know-it-all is a person, if you knew it all, if you had a 2,500 SAT or a 3,000 SAT and you could do all the stuff, would you be at Pendleton University? I'll let you answer that. Okay? So I don't need anybody, and I'm going to tell you, in math, and you also see these people in nursing and in psychology classes. When you take a psychology class, there's always going to be a psychiatrist in there that knows more than the teacher. When you take a chemistry class, and nursing, oh my gosh. You're going to have a nursing assistant that's been a nursing assistant for 105 years, but never did get a nursing degree. Okay? And she's going to know more than the teacher does, or he. You always got them in the group. In my group, keep your mouth shut. Now, what's the difference between somebody that knows it all, or somebody that thinks they know it all, and somebody that actually knows the material? Usually the person that knows the material keeps their mouth shut. Okay? And you have to really pry to get the information out of them. That's the difference between somebody that knows it all versus somebody that doesn't, that knows the material. Okay? So, if you're one of these people, how do you know if you're one of these people? If people avoid you in a supermarket or a hallway, then you might be one of these people. Or if you talk 90% of the conversation, then you might be one of those people. Yeah, I talk 90%, but I'm the master of this universe. I'm the teacher, so I can talk a lot. Okay? I do not know it all, by no means. But you know what I'm talking about. Again, context of the question. Wait till you go into your other classes. When you go into your other classes, you're going to find somebody in there that thinks they know more than the teacher does. And that's who I'm talking about. Okay? You will use a calculator in here. You will need supplies. I'm not going to go over that. That's grammar school stuff, and I don't think I need to go over that with college students. If there's anything special, I would put it on here, but that's pretty generic. Make sure you have a good graphing calculator. If not, beg, borrow, steal, share, whichever one you want to do. But you don't have to go out and buy a $50,000 calculator for a business calculus course, because a lot of the calculus that we're going to be doing is going to be by hand. Okay? Question, gripe, complaint. All right, so that takes care of that. Syllabus. The syllabus is really worthless. Okay? So you need to focus on the most important page of the syllabus, and that is the last page. The last page, if you have it, you need to take it out and put it in your notebook, because that is the most important page. Why? Well, let's say that you missed today. Or no, let's not. Let's say I go over 1C and 1D Thursday. Oh, that's note 30. Hold on a minute. I accidentally clicked on one. There we go. 130. 130. There it is. The outline. There it is. You can look over the 130 syllabus if you want to. If you can read it, good. But most people can't understand a word it says because it's written for Columbia, so a lot of people don't even understand it. But the outline is what you need to pull up. Here's the outline. There it is. This is the page that's basically going to help you throughout the whole semester. Okay? How do you use this? Well, you use it with the videos, you use it with the work, the textbook online, and you use it if you're missing a class. If I go over 1.1 and 1.2 Tuesday, and then I go over 1.3 Thursday, and you miss the next Tuesday, what's the chances are that I'm going over 1.4 the day you missed? Pretty high. Okay? So you use the outline to map what I go over when you miss, and you also use it with the videos so you know which section, and you also use it with the book to know which sections to print out. Like for chapter 1, you print out every daggum section. But for chapter 2, we don't go over 2.7 and 2.8. And for chapter 3, we don't go over 3.5 and 3.6, or 3.7 and 3.8. So you need to know what we're going to go over, and that is what the outline is for. This is the most important page of anything that I send you, this page right here. So make sure you make a note of this page, okay? This is the page that needs to be with you every day in class. I will say that, and only 5% of you, 10% of you will bring it to class. Okay? YouTube. I have a YouTube account. I'll just go to it. When you want to find it, you just look up Hubert McClure. And you click on Hubert McClure. And there is 6 years, and click on library or playlist. And there is the last 6 years of my classes. How many teachers at Tri-County Tech record and put their classes on YouTube? One that I know of, and that's me. Okay? Although the technology's been around for the last 7 or 8 years, we still use posters. But we're not going to go into that. I went to a workshop last semester at Tri-County Tech, and it was on innovative teaching, and it was how to use posters in the classroom. When's the last time you used a poster? Anybody want to volunteer? When's the last time you used a poster?
Middle school.
I'm sorry, say again?
Middle school.
Middle school, thank you. Anybody at Pendleton, when was the last time you used a poster?
Middle school.
Middle school. Miss Shuttleworth, when was the last time you used a poster?
Hardly ever. I can't
Never?
really remember. No, sir.
But at Tri-County Tech, that's innovative teaching, buddy. Anyway, I'm not going there. Your class will be called, I just did this one in the last class, right before I left the room, Math 120 AM, because I got an AM and a PM, 2018-20. This is yesterday's classes, Math 155, Math 110, and Math 103. So today, after class, I will load today's video, I will load it into Math 130 Spring 2018-20. It'll look kind of like this. And that way, every day I will download the what? The video, and you, when you miss class, you can revert to those videos. Or you can revert to your outline and look at the material in the book. Does everybody see where I'm going with this?
Yes, sir.
So you do not ask me what when you're absent. You don't ask me, what'd you go over? Because I'm going to look at you with a dumb look and say, I have no earthly idea. So that takes care of that excuse. So let's talk about some of the excuses that I take care of. Let's see. How to get in touch with you, how to find you, when are you in your office, where is your office? Let's see, I give you a week to take each test. You got 3 times to take the test. It takes the higher of the 3. Let's see, I give you a week at the end of the semester to take care of any incompletes that you have. I give you videos of each class, so when you're absent, you can actually go and watch what you missed. And I also let you Skype into class to where if you want to Skype in, you can Skype in. What does that leave? Starts with an L. A, Z, Y, leaves lazy. If you do not pass my class with a 50 or better, you either have DAD disorder or you pretty much are lazy, one of those two. So I don't know how you fail my class with a 50 or less, but anyway, your class will be here. You can see it every day. I mean, there's only one video on here, and that's today's video. And it should be right there, and you hit that video, and it's going to go over, and I can't stand to hear myself talk, so we'll mute that, and you'll see that, well, that's the class. See, it wasn't even working. That dang classroom. But I guarantee you my voice recorded.
Or the house exploded.
Yep, the house exploded. So the whole time I recorded and nothing recorded because we at Tri-County Tech believe in posters. Every semester you go into a different room, it doesn't work. The only reason this one works is because I have fought tooth and nail to get this program, this Polycom program, to work. And I have fought uphill in the snow both ways to get it to work on this campus. And I know some of y'all probably have come from schools or have been to colleges where this is like nothing. Or been to an office. Have you ever been to an office where you can have a teleconference? That was like 5 years ago. So I know you go to church. New Spring does this. Okay? New Spring will preach from one campus, and what will they do? They'll pipe it out to all the other campuses, don't they? That's 10 years old. Okay? But Tri-County Tech, we got them posters. Y'all see where I'm having a fight here. Okay? Y'all ought to be very, very flattered that y'all are in this class. I'm just kidding. All right, so that's how you get to YouTube. Now let's talk about Skype. Okay, how do I Skype in? Well, let's talk about Skype. How do you get Skype? Well, there's 2 different animals. There's Skype, and then there's Skype for what? Business. You need to write down Skype for business. How do you get Skype for business? Well, you go to your handy-dandy Google bar, and you type in Office Portal. Now, some of you may know this because you dug a little bit, or you may know it from another student. I doubt it very seriously that you learned it from Tri-County Tech because Tri-County Tech doesn't advertise it. But you can get up to 7 downloads of Office 365 when you're a student. How many of you knew that? See? So you get 7 free downloads. Click on this. Hit sign in. Type in H. McClure, not mine, okay, your email address, hmcclure@tctc.edu. Hit work or school account. And the next thing should say, stay signed in, yes. And it should say install. There we go. Install Office. How many of you knew that? Ain't that something? Out of about 15 or 20 people, 2 people raised their hands. Now, this includes all of that, and it also includes what? Skype for Business. Now, why would you need Skype for Business? Well, one student 2 semesters ago, or last semester, she was at the Ford place somewhere, BFE, I don't know if Seneca or Pickens or wherever, but she was, I think it was here in Anderson, probably up here on Clemson Boulevard. Clemson Boulevard. And she was getting her car serviced or whatever, and it took longer, of course. So she texted me and she said, "Can I Skype in with my phone?" I said, "Sure." So I'll give you those directions in a minute. And she sat there with her notebook and her phone, and with her earplugs, of course, and she didn't miss class. So if you have an emergency, medical emergency, family emergency, blah, 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 notice the word emergency. Don't just because you're lazy and don't want to get out of bed is not an emergency, okay? But where's my Oconee? Okay, let me ask Easley. Easley, where do you live? Go around the table. Tell me where you live in respect to the Easley campus. Like, whereabouts? Work with me, Easley. I'm asking you a question.
Powdersville.
Powdersville, so you're pretty close. What else?
Greenville.
Greenville. Whereabouts in Greenville? Whereabouts in Greenville?
On Woodruff.
Okay, so you're pretty close. All right. What's the next one?
Liberty.
Okay, there you go. There's a good one. Because Liberty, you got to come all the way from Liberty, cut through Easley, and then what? Get there to the campus, right? So, and if you hit that Easley traffic right there at that red light at the right time, it's a cluster, isn't it? So what I'm saying is sometimes now, I usually use Oconee. Okay, I can use Anderson. How many in here is from dang old Ivor? Anybody from Ivor? Stir? BHP? Okay, we got some people from BHP. That's a 30, 45-minute drive, isn't it? Okay? There are times, I had somebody coming from Simpsonville to one of my classes. I told that girl, I said, no, you Skype in every day. Why? Because she was driving freaking 45 minutes every day to come to my class. Now, I was flattered that she was coming to my class for 45 minutes, but with gas at $5 a gallon back then, that was kind of rough. Who else we got easily? There's 3 more people on the left. See, she got mad and left. There's 3 more people on the left. Where are you from?
Greenville.
Okay, near or far away, Greenville?
I'm like 7 minutes from here.
Okay, so you're not a problem. How about the next one?
Yeah, like 10 minutes, I think it is.
Okay, so you're not too far. How about the next one? There's one more person. No, she's from last semester. She's too loud. She talks a lot. Where are you from?
Greenville.
Greenville. Okay, so most of those people. But when I go to Oconee campus, there's some people from BFE in Oconee campus. I mean, even if the Oconee campus is right there on Highway 11, they are coming from like Tomasi, Salem, and Dadgum in the mountains. Okay. And sometimes I let people Skype in because they're from far, far away, okay? And some of you at the Pendleton campus, are any of y'all bridge students?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you from? Columbia?
Myrtle Beach.
Anybody? Where are you from? Name some places.
I'm from Maryland, but.
Okay, see, Maryland. All right, let's say that we have class and you're stuck in Maryland and you can't attend class, then you can Skype in. That's what it's for. Okay, so don't abuse it. Okay, once you have Skype downloaded on your computer, then you come to the handout, wherever the handout went, and you say, okay, well, how do I get Hubert to invite me into class? Well, you just load Skype, log in, and then text Hubert a few minutes, what? Before class. Does it say anything about inviting yourself to the class? No. Does it say anything about ringing into class and pissing Hubert off? No. It says, text Hubert a few minutes before class with your first name, last name, and asking to Skype in. Does that cause a problem? Is that pretty much self-explanatory? No. I'll have 2 or 3 of y'all, no, not y'all, but just students in general, they'll try to add the class while I'm teaching. And they'll ring in about 3 or 4 times, and I'll X out of it. Why will I not accept them? Because they're not following SA what? Directions. If you can't follow simple directions on a handout, I'm not going to fool with you. Period. Okay? So all that information is given to you, so you don't have to ask me that. Okay? Registering into mine, you don't need to worry about that. Now, let's go to WebAssign, and I don't know why I can't get into it, but I'm going to try it one more time. And let me look at the time, because some of you are going to go into self-combustion, spontaneous combustion. Let's see. Let's try it one more time. WebAssign. I had to get in to give y'all a class ID. I don't know if I'm just email address or username. Maybe it's HC. Let's try that. That may be it. Oh, this is pissing me off. The reason I can't remember my password is because the password at Tri-County Tech changes like every other week. So I can't remember what I typed in for this password. I don't remember it, and I'm not going to worry about it. But anyway, let me try one more time. I'm going to type forget, but if I do that, I'll have to go through an act of Congress to get it back, and then it'll send it to something that try. I just did this last week. It's the Russians. I bet I don't know my own dang. I think it's HC McClure, but I may be wrong. Nope. Oh, H. Well, anyway, I sent you a key so you can register into. Email has been sent. Okay, now let's go to here. Dang, I'm not used to being actual real time. Give me a second. This is my current password at Tri-County Tech. What the heck is this? Okay, I'm sorry. Something is wrong. This is not the website. I'm supposed to, that's the book, but this is nothing like the website. Does this look like the website that y'all logged into? Have y'all even logged in?
I did, but
WebAssign.com. I don't know what that is. Let me try it now, see if it works. I'm sorry. I'm allowed to forget. Let me try it now and see if that'll work. Okay, I'm giving up. I don't know what's going on, but I'll figure it out. I don't understand what that send gauge was. Maybe send gauge.
I think you have to go.
I have to go through send gauge?
Yeah, that's how it's on your class.
They done changed it. We didn't have to do this before. That's why I wasn't familiar with that page that I saw. This must be new.
I think they're in a partnership.
Well, they need it because WebAssign sucks. Well, it says it's invalid. I'm not going to worry about
I
it.
guess I have to put your email.
You got to put your email. Okay, well, do I have to stand on my freaking head? Damn Russians. Okay, I don't know where to go. I've never seen this before. Do I click on this? Where is my classes?
Is this,
Yeah, the little link thing right there. If you go down, I think it said web. Like the blue thing.
I'm looking where? WebAssign?
Yeah. I don't know if
Oh my God. I've never seen that before. Okay, that's new. I'm sorry. There y'all are. Math 130 Polycom 2018-20. And that y'all are 6, 7, 8, and 10. That's all of y'all. That's Anderson, Easley, Pendleton, and Oconee. I think that's all 4. And I had 3 people in Oconee, but I don't know what happened to them. Okay, here's your, look, the homework is already up. You should be working on these 3 sections. Math factoring review, which y'all are going to suck at. Completing the square, which some of you won't even know how to do. And rationalizing, you will suck at. All right, so you need to go ahead and start working on those because that is preceding the actual Unit 1 work. Okay? So there's 3 or 4 things you should be doing. I got 5 minutes, y'all, so don't go into self-combustion, all right? Here's the 4 or 5 things that you should be working on. Oh, right here, you can hit the ebook. Let me show you this. And you can go in and print out the book. Does everybody understand that? So you can actually go to 1.1 and you can hit print. Right up here, there's the print button, and you can print out the pages. Okay? Now, you can beg, borrow, steal, share, use an old book, use a new book. I don't care about the book. The math has not changed in 2,000, 3,000 years, however long it is. It doesn't matter what you use as a book. I don't care. Okay? You can print out the book. You can bring it to class. I don't care. All right? So if you've got a big book that you don't want to pay $100 for, take it back. Okay? You can print it out right here. All right? Make sure if you register, it asks, do you want to print the book or do you want access to the book? You say yes, even if it costs you a little bit. Okay? Because it's still cheaper than the actual book. All right? That's how you get to the book. So when you go back, it's right here where it says what? Ebook. All right. Now, here are winners of the classroom, right here. Here are the winners. Miss Bixler is a winner. Miss Childs is a winner. Or Childs, I'm just going to say because some of y'all got first names that are masculine and feminine, and I can't tell the difference. Bixler, Childs, Ingram, Harvey, Martin, Momin. Did I say Momin right? Momin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm pretty good, ain't I? All right, Momin, Novak. Oh gosh, flashbacks. When I was in civil engineering, I had a professor at Clemson that was up there for 115 years. His name was Nowak. And he spelled his name Novak. That's the way he spelled it. So I just had a flashback. So, Faith, you're going to fail this class. All right, Scott, Vickery, and Youssef. All right? Those people are winners. The rest of y'all suck. Okay? So the rest of y'all are going to fail this class because you have not enrolled. No, that's 10 out of what? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There's 25 people in this class and there's 10. Y'all are doing good. Oh, we forgot to do one thing right here. Somebody name a professor.
Bollywood.
Huh?
Bollywood.
Woo?
Yeah, boo.
Oh, I've heard horror stories about that woman.
Yeah. They're true.
Oh, they are? Well, let's see. Let's go. I'm gonna pull up a couple because I like to do this. This is fun. All right, woo, woo. How do you spell woo? Is it W-U?
I think so.
W-U. She got 12 ratings and she got a 3. 2, anybody with a 2, run. Drop, withdraw, run. Get out. This one says, this has been my worst experience. Okay? Awesome. She wrote those. Awesome. Go down. Let's see what we got. Okay, there's no more. This says 12. Let's go back. We'll pull up one more because some of y'all are going to explode in like a minute or two. So we'll. Oh, there we go. Here we go with the good ones. Hard to understand. She makes this class very confusing and she does not give enough time on tests. Never take her class. There is a bit of a language barrier. Don't take any classes from this teacher. Is those true or false?
That's true. Yeah.
Math? Okay, well, I don't know her. Okay, who's got another one? Nobody has a professor they want to try out. Nobody.
I can't remember my professor's name. That's bad.
That's sad. That is very sad.
Sorry,
Nobody's got another one.
Malbona Sela.
Say it one more time.
Malbona Sela.
Oh my gosh, no. It has a big A for. Oh, shut up. Okay, hold on a second. Let me